Yep. See, it's funny because that weight sucks the bike into the ground, and I still feel it's got the ability, just like that, see, to take to the air quite easily, and that kind of surprises me. Wow. I mean, I just feel nothing. I feel nothing compared to what Ava's lovely, but my God, she just, that travel, oh my gosh, because it is a climb through routes, and if you're not careful, you can take a wrong turn. Oh, flipping heck. To red. Whoa, Nelly! That's just a bit, whoa, Nelly! That's just a bit too much.
Hello, you absolute legends, and thank you so much for joining me today at my beloved Forest of Dean, where I demoed the 2024 Whyte E160 S last year, testing my first ever EMTB, a much more aggressive bike than the one that I had at the time. This video is timestamped, by the way, and the details are in the description for you. Let's skip straight ahead here and drop right into the descent on Countdown, a blue trail, to give you my first impressions on that bike before we get back to some climbing and some more thoughts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the bike feels absolutely solid. Really solid. Oh, wow. For something that's supposed to weigh so much, it just seems to want to hold the line. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I didn't think it would be this nimble because of the weight. Okay, I feel it dragging a little bit now compared to my analog bike. If I pump these rollers, I can, yep, try and get a bit more speed up. And dare I say, cheeky bit of air. Yeah.
That was absolutely incredible. Again, I just felt so much aggression in that bike, but let's just go ahead now that we've done that first descent and get back to a bit of climbing. Again, I apologise, this is my first demo review. I'm not a professional, but I thought I'd share the experiences I had when I first tested this that led me to some exciting things that happened later that year. So let's now get back to some climbing and some first impressions from that, my friends.
Right, now we start climbing. I'm in the eco mode, and Duck is here. So I thought it'd be interesting. You still get a workout actually, because the bike's that much heavier. People think it's all about the motor, but if you're stuck in eco mode, I can actually really feel quite a decent workout. I'm noticing the weight a little bit, but I feel like it's pulling the bike into the ground. Now I think this switchback up here will be the next test. But I am getting a workout. Yeah, the bike is quite heavy, not in a bad way, but obviously it's an alloy bike. My bike is carbon. So this is how we go from eco mode. Thank you, my friends. I'm testing the dark side.
Me too.
Cool, so go for the green and then we go, holy crikey, that's, oh my gosh, that was like somebody just kicked me up the bum. Literally get a bolt of, like a push. That's just on the second mode. I don't want to try the other modes yet. I think I'm going to end up hurting myself. Maybe I'll try that somewhere else, but at the moment, whoa, my gosh, Nelly. This is, you can still feel it's a heavy bike, but the assistance of that Bosch 750 motor, 85 Newton meters of torque, Oh, and again, I'm not doing this because I need to, thankfully, and I mean thankfully. I'm doing this because I love my analog bike, but starting this quite late last year at 50, if I can get more time on the descents, that's only going to possibly give me more experience.
So I do have more information I want to share with you, some technical information, but right now I thought let's go from the trailhead down a jump line and from there into Flatlands. And I apologise for splodging the screen, but I think it's great footage to show some drops, some rooty sections and some more natural trail and a bit more of an insight as to how I feel.
I know this is an aggressive bike, so I want to be a bit careful. Whoa, crikey. Yeah, you could get a lot of air on that. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. It's a different beast doing jumps like that. Defo gonna need a bit of practice, because that's when you do feel that weight, and I've got to be able to, I don't feel as I can control it as well in the air maybe, but that's like everything. That's just gonna come with practice, isn't it? Practice, practice, practice. Right, let's head across here to Flatlands and see how we get on. Into blue, Flatlands. Let's give this a go. This is actually the first trail I worked on with Dean Trail Volunteers, so it'd be interesting. It's a lovely trail, but I want to see how she fares on this sort of track, because it's quite natural and rooty, as you can see. I want to see how she soaks up. Wow! I mean, that's just... wow! It's almost like it wants to just throw me a million miles an hour. Holy crikey. It definitely is much more forgiving, but at the same time as being forgiving, it also wants to launch me like a missile. What?
Now, before we get to this next trail, which is a black trail, is the top sections of Corkscrew, I just wanted to share with you why I'm looking at this bike. We all have our own reasons. I love my original bike, which is my first new-to-me bike, which was from a friend of mine, and I've had her for a couple of years now. I call her Ava. She's a carbon trail bike. She's got 140mm of travel up front and 110mm of travel at the rear. I love her to bits, but I wanted something that's a little bit more aggressive, so why not get something that's also got a battery? Now, batteries means that I can get more descents. More descents equals more experience. More experience gives me more confidence and competence. I've also met other people and friends who do group rides with EMTBs only, and as you may or may not know, I love group rides because I believe group rides equals more fun and it also equals more progression. And I thought I'd just share that with you. That's my personal reason, and so I'm not sure what yours might be, but hopefully the information I'm sharing here today might give you a more informed decision as to why this bike might be right for you, my friends.
Now I've got this bit here, this area that I know quite well. Let's test these settings from Eco in climb. It's blue, don't know the technical terms for these. To purple, oh flippin' heck. To red, whoa Nelly, that's just a bit, whoa Nelly, that's just a bit too much. That's just a little bit too much. Nurse.
So a small caveat you can see here on the right, it's actual manual gears. Now the hire shop use manual gears because they're easier to maintain and the parts are cheaper to replace for people who are renting them if they crash or break them and things go wrong. Whereas a SRAM AXS Eagle system is much more expensive, so therefore that's why this has got a manual set of gears on it and not electric. Right, let's pop over now down to Corkscrew, which is a black trail. Let's try another couple of trails after that, and then hopefully we'll get to some final thoughts and find out if this bike is actually for you, because I can absolutely tell you it's perfect for me.
Wow, I just got bucked then. Yeah, I'm a bit freaked out because I'm on a completely different bike, so I need to be a bit more cautious. See, that's getting up a lot more speed than I'd anticipated. I've got to rein it in a bit. It's really nippy, this thing. like really nippy. And of course, I've now got 160 front, not 140, 155 rear, not 110. So it's a much, holy clean underwear. It's a much tougher bike. I mean, it definitely soaking up the trail. Like, whoa, holy, whoa, holy crikey. Rein it in a bit, Jace. Whoa, that was, yeah. I mean, I can understand. It just, oh my gosh. So this is that section. Let's just be a bit ginger about it. Try that. Have I got enough speed for that left-hand side? No, I haven't, see. Again, I'd rather err on the side of caution. Yeah, much bigger bike. Much bigger. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so key takeaways, rein it in. This bike just wants to go. I mean, again, I understand it's got the weight behind it, but again, I've got that extra 20 mil travel up front, and I've got the extra 45 up rear, and a much more aggressive bike. This is a trail slash enduro, much more aggressive trail, hedging on the enduro according to the bike shop and the mechanics.
We're on the technical section now, and again, this video is timestamped, so if you want to skip ahead or go to any other parts of the video, that's absolutely fine. Now, if you have just jumped to this section because of the timestamp for technical information, thanks so much for joining me. I'll just give you a brief overview of the 2024 Whyte E160 S model and some of the basic technical information. Again, this is the Whyte E160 S 2024 model, retailing in January of 2025 at about £3,699. It's classed as a trail slash enduro, but speaking to several mechanics, they've informed me it is a very aggressive trail slash enduro. It's aluminium in build at about 27 kilograms. The forks are RockShox Zeb, giving you about 160 mil of travel up front, and the shock is a RockShox Deluxe Select R, giving you about 155 mil of travel at the rear. Now, the wheels are 29 front and rear. This isn't a mullet, it's 29 all round, and the brakes are a SRAM Guide RE. Gears are electric, even on the base model, they're electric, and that's the SRAM GX AXS Eagle 12-speed. And if you haven't seen the earlier part of the video where I talked about the Bosch LED control system going through the different power modes, I'll give that information again here. Green is your eco mode, giving you the least amount of assistance, but that'll give you a range of about 53 miles and 85 kilometers. Blue is your Tour Plus mode, and that should give you a range of about 41 miles and 65 kilometers. Purple is the EMTB mode. It's an intuitive mode that goes through the various modes on the bike, and that'll give you a range of about 26 miles. Or 41 kilometers. And the red mode, also known to me as Nutter mode, but the red mode is officially Turbo. That'll actually give you a range of 24 miles and 38 kilometers. Now, obviously, that's just a guide, of course, and depending on the sort of demand that you put on the bike, how much climbing you're doing versus descending, and the terrain that you're riding, that will all obviously vary in the amount of miles that you get. Another bonus of this bike from my research is that you get the Bosch CX Motor now with the new upgraded Bosch Flow app. That means you can connect to the bike and make micro adjustments on those modes from Eco right the way through to Boost. You've also got the ability to do firmware updates, which means you no longer need to take it into a bike shop to do that. And even the SRAM AXS system, the gears on the bike, actually have an app you can use and connect to the bike itself, allowing you to do firmware updates and do micro adjustments. This bike seriously is a walking, talking Swiss Army knife of absolute fabulousness. Now, at this point, I'm just going to take you through a small wooded area, very tight and narrow area, where I've actually found a little bit of a schoolboy error. Turns out to be a learning moment for me in how powerful this bike really is.
Like on a blue flow and on downhill gnar, as they say, or lumpy bits, I should say, is more appropriately for my age. Rooty bits. This is, on my analog, quite a technical climb, because it is a climb through roots, and if you're not careful, you can take a wrong turn.
A few moments later.
Which I just have then. Can I start from here? Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I would say a warning just then, as you've just seen, and I'm going to keep this in the footage. Going through this sort of thing, maybe just Eco or the next one up. The Purple Intuitive really tries to kick in and gives you too much power. So if I come off like that again, what I'll probably do is drop it back into blue. The Purple Intuitive is quite aggressive.
Let's take a final flow trial before sharing my thoughts and insights to see if this bike is for you on my beloved Verderers trail. It's beloved to me because it's the first ever trail I rode when I got the bike a couple of years ago. I'm very passionate about it. In fact, I've even maintained this trail with Dean Trail volunteers, something I'm very proud of. There are a wonderful group of volunteers who maintain the trails and even create them, such as Twisted Sister, Cougar, Flatlands and more. I've got a Dean Trail volunteers moment coming up here, something I'm very proud of. I'm not going to shy away from sharing it with you, so let's crack on with this trail here before we get some final thoughts and see if this bike is for you, my friends.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it just feels so planted. Oh, no. Sorry, that's a Dean Trail volunteers moment, that is, folks. Yep. Can't have that. No. Sorry, mate. That's all right. That's all right, no problem. There we go. Make sure no one's coming. Right. Oh, yes. Right. Easy, Tiger. I can't feel anything. Like, the amount of travel on this, I just can't even feel my arms vibrating.
Just coming up to that final descent here, just going to show you that slalom bit that I did, the right break off of the Verderers trail to really show what it's like going at a little bit of speed through some more natural terrain, and then we'll end up with some final thoughts, and I do hope this information has been helpful, my friends.
Test. I know how Ava feels, but how is she going to soak this all up? Okay. Yep. Wow. I mean, I just feel nothing. I feel nothing compared to what Ava's lovely, but my God. She just, that travel. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Wow.
I really enjoyed that time on the bike earlier this year, and as some of you have seen in some of my videos now, decisions have actually been made, and I now actually have a Whyte E160 myself. Now, I've only been riding for about 12 months total. Okay, it's been 2 years, but 12 months of that I've actually been off the bike due to injury. There is actually a 50-50 chance that I'm actually going to crash every time I get on the bike. I've never done a demo review before, but I'm actually trying to share the information here and only hope that it gives you the opportunity to make an informed decision. As I've mentioned, I don't personally need one. I'm just trying to get a more aggressive bike, and why not get one that's also got a battery? This allows me to sometimes, when I'm riding the EMTB, get more descents in. More descents means more experience. And as I have mentioned, it means I can join other friends who've got EMTBs that I couldn't before, and that allows me to join more group rides, where I believe group rides equals fun, but also group rides equals progression. It's been an incredible journey so far, and in 2025 I thank you so much for the support and all of you who've joined me on this journey. I would like to say thank you, and please continue to give me your feedback, share comments. Even if you're not happy with something, I'd love to hear from you. I will always respond. Now, having a Whyte E160 myself, I would love to share some more information with you if you have any questions or comments that you'd like me to feedback on. It's been an absolute pleasure so far in this last 24 months or so. I'm chuffed to bits with all the things that I've achieved. I have so much more yet to learn. I've got coaching coming up soon, and I will always be humbled by this incredible, wholesome, wonderful and amazing community. I wish each and every one of you the very, very best for 2025, and as I've said in the past and I'll say again, I wish you all many, many happy trails.